So I was really interested in your answer to what you thought was the most shocking thing. So you said the most shocking thing, which I heard myself in the court, and I don't think this was fully exposed in the inspection report, was that a third of apprentices were not receiving any training. Now, Learndirect paid tens of millions of pounds, purely public money, to deliver training, and your inspectors found that wasn't happening. Did Ofsted refer this for investigation, and if so, to whom?
I don't think to refer it for investigation. We put together the evidence in our report.
Was that evidence shared with the funding agency?
Not that I'm aware, Nick. I think our work concentrates in pulling things together into what is reported, and I think we did refer to the substantial proportion of apprentices not getting training. It's then for other authorities to act on those findings.
Yeah. On the government's own analysis, they think that apprenticeship funding will have gone from about £1 billion in 2010 to about £2.5 billion by 2020. So more than doubling of the amount of funding, and therefore the number of individuals, plus with of course the 3 million target. How much more resource has Ofsted been given to oversee the quality of apprenticeship delivery for learners?
Ofsted has less resource. As with our other remits, we have significantly less resource. The spending review settlement means that I think we have about 30% less resource than we had in 2010. We've had to develop different models, different ways of risk assessing, and looking forward, we will have to be looking constantly at what map of provision actually emerges. You know, as we know, that many of these registrations may not translate into live providers. And Nick, I think you've been prompt to kick us in the past where you've seen inspection resource going into providers with really tiny numbers as not being the best use. But so we have to have a very active sort of scanning activity to look at where the apprentices are, where things are in safe hands, where there are significant risks that we need to be focusing our efforts.
Because it seems to me that it's very clear you've got a more than doubling of funding, more than doubling of providers, a 30% less resource for the regulator. You've got the National Audit Office saying that this is going to be another ILA fraud scandal Mark II. You've got new providers on a government register that have successfully got on there that are sole traders, no track record of delivery. I mean, this is going to end very, very messily, and you must be incredibly concerned about that, given the fact that you are the regulator held responsible. And even in the case of Learndirect, with 17 inspectors, more than double the usual tariff, they still took you to judicial review for not doing enough inspection.
Nick, can I just, I think we're the inspector, not the regulator here, aren't we? And we do not have enforcement responsibility. So just to be clear on that,
because ends delivery for apprenticeships.
There are, but there are parts of our work where we are the regulator with the power to enforce, and there are parts of our work where we are able to report and to issue an adverse report, but where we do not take the enforcement actions.
You're not screaming for more resource. I mean, there's more money going into apprenticeship. Shouldn't there be more money going into oversight?
We have pretty regular conversations with the Department of Education about this. I think we have monthly meetings discussing the flow of spending.
And ask for more?
I don't think at this stage that we have, no, but we are constantly looking forward. As you know, this register of providers at the moment, the vast majority of providers are long-standing providers. We haven't yet seen much coming on stream from these new providers yet.
Learndirect's performance was on the slide for several years before Ofsted went in March. That's evidenced by what the inspectors said in their own report. Every month, on £150 million of public subsidy, they're taking more than £10 million for delivery. And you went in and found all that lack of training, but you knew the performance was poor. Should Ofsted have gone in sooner?
Should we have gone in sooner? That's an interesting question. I honestly don't know the answer, Nick. Whether the information we get from various sources added up to something that should have sent us in sooner.